Hello, everyone. I hope everybody is doing good today. Look, this is my first time doing my towers just saying from Facebook and YouTube. So this is going to be a treat, y'all. So I look forward to my first guest that I'm actually having live stream through Facebook and YouTube, y'all. So yeah, so this evening I will be interviewing Rosetta Delancy, y'all. She is a LCSW doing amazing therapy out here on these streets. So I'm going to bring her on. She has a lot of experience. She also has, girl, let me tell y'all, let me read the bio, y'all. So she is a licensed social worker with over 10 years of experience. She is the founder and CEO of True Compassion Development Center and the Intimate Candle Company. Rosetta specializes in individuals, families who struggle with depression, anxiety, self confidence, and establishing healthy boundaries, utilizing cognitive behavioral therapy, solution focused therapy, family systems, and mindfulness, as well as aromatherapy. Look, y'all hear me? I'm all tongue tied this evening, but I'm going to bring my guest to the stage. Welcome, Miss Rosetta Delancy. Welcome.
Hello, how are you?
All right, how are you?
Good.
So, how are you this evening?
I'm okay. Just a little nervous, but I'm okay
Why
overall.
are you nervous?
Because you don't get used to doing these, like interviews, so it's always something new. You know.
Girl, just sit back, relax, take the load off. Don't be too nervous. You
Okay.
are you are fine. You are fine. Let me tell you, I've been doing this now for 3 years, and it was just like, and it was so funny because I don't even remember ever being nervous.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like, and then it's like I looked up and then I got on here and I just been playing. Like I played around on Instagram for like a year or
Mhm.
so. And now we, back at it. And I'm like, all right, let me get a little bit more serious about what I'm doing on these live.
And
So welcome,
yes,
welcome, welcome. So what state are you in?
I'm actually in Georgia,
Okay, what part?
um, DeKalb County.
Okay, yes. So you're right outside of it. You're right outside of Atlanta.
Correct.
All right,
Mhm.
awesome. So, how are you doing this evening outside of being nervous? Did you have an awesome weekend?
Yeah, for the most part, I did. I did some relaxation, hung
Mhm.
out a little bit. And I made some candles, so I was happy about that.
Look, we're going to get into talking about all this stuff that you're doing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, tell me about your business. Tell me about yourself and about your business.
Okay, so for starters, I was a teen mom, but of course I overcame that. I graduated. I pushed past statistics. When it comes to teen moms, I
Mhm.
still only have one. She's 23. Um, I got my master's from Clark Atlanta. Go Panthers!
All right, AUC. I'm a Morris Brown graduate.
Oh, so we here, we here, we here, we
We
here.
here. Yeah, girl, we right here.
So, outside of that,
Mhm.
I initially wanted to do nursing because I thought that was the only way of helping people. However, God
Mhm.
has a funny way of getting you on track when you don't want to necessarily be on track. So
Of
I went
course.
into the field of uh, counseling, case management, human services, rather,
Mhm.
as another way of helping as far as my undergrad, but then I got my master's in social work at Clark Atlanta. So
Okay.
yeah, outside of that, I'm an island girl. My family comes
Okay.
from the Bahamas, so I'm forever. I love them. That's
Awesome.
hard right there.
I look, I know it's like we had one of my family members, her best friend lived in the Bahamas and she
Mhm.
was born and raised and we miss her dearly. She passed away about a year ago, I guess. Might have been 2 years. Yeah, a year ago. And so, and everybody's just like, oh, it's different going to the Bahamas now. I'm
Mm.
like, well, we still gotta cherish all the time we spent with her when we was there.
Definitely. I totally agree with that. So outside of that, I love to travel to different countries,
Hmm.
um, just to embrace culture, just
Yes.
to see how people live differently
Hmm.
compared to how we live here. And
Hmm.
outside of that, me enjoying that, but I'm able to, when I have clients from different ethnicities, I'm able
Hmm.
to utilize that cultural experience that I've had, when it comes to
Hmm.
the way they do things. I mean,
Yeah, and that's important. That's important because the thing is, there's so many people out there that is not culturally competent, that it's very important that we show that we are that we do know about other cultures and their traditions
right,
and things that they, um how can I put it? Things that's most respected with when it comes to certain things, because certain cultures might not look directly in our eyes, some of them might not shake our
mhm,
hands, and so we need to know these things, right? So that we as clinicians can be, knowledgeable of how to handle various situations, and then being black women, girl,
you already
that
know.
part. Look, that part. They don't even want to talk to us half the time. So so we
Exactly.
gotta be familiar with that too, and
Mhm.
be comfortable with saying, okay, let me go get help and ask somebody else to come in, to assist if needed when working with clients like that.
Correct. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where the cultural competency comes in. And even
Mm-hmm.
with your life experiences of dealing with other cultures, you'll be able to pick up on those nonverbal cues. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Yep.
Because it's not just that culture, it's also dealing with religion and stuff like that. So you
Yes.
have to be kind of diverse in all of them
Mm-hmm.
from that perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a beautiful thing. I'm a movie buff, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Definitely in a movie buff. I love movies. I definitely love candles. Candles for
Mm-hmm.
me
Mm-hmm.
has been a beautiful thing.
Okay. How did you decide what made you decide to go into the candle business along with your therapy?
So I've always loved candles first and
Mm-hmm.
foremost, but
Mm-hmm.
I noticed, when I was sad or feeling some type of way, I would light candles. Not only just
Mm-hmm.
to make the house smell better or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, but I noticed the difference and how my mood would change.
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay, let me try something. And so,
Okay.
with that, but I don't tell much people this, but when it comes to my candles, because they're natural soy wax,
Mm-hmm.
you can rub them on your skin. So that's another form of foreplay.
Mm.
Yes, ma'am.
Look, girl, you done took it to another level. Look,
Yes.
look, you getting ready for the Valentine's Day sales, okay?
Yes.
Look,
So
we gotta
yeah,
let these folks know.
listen, there's always different type of ways to spice up your relationship, your
Mm-hmm.
intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I would say if you're allergic to soy, do
Mm-hmm.
not rub the candles on your skin.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I, I'm not trying to be held responsible. Just saying.
Exactly, exactly. I tell people, because I have a few friends that have that soy allergy, and it's like that's allergy within itself is so crazy because
Mhm.
they, it's not just with candles, it's with food, it's with restaurants. It has even been like my friend was like, yeah, she's like, some cars are made with soy. And if you have a severe soy allergy, you have to be mindful of the type of
Mhm.
products that you buy in regards to cars, materials that you put in your home.
Yeah.
And I mean, it goes real deep, and that causes a lot of anxiety,
Oh yeah.
for most people, because it's like they feel like their life is, being controlled by this one allergy, and just being able to find a way that, okay, how can I go about my life without stressing myself out, with it,
Yeah.
But I like when my one friend, she's really good with it. And because she lets people know from the door, we was at an event a couple months ago. She's like, is that a soy candle? Don't even think about it. I can only, and she has like what list of candles that she could actually be around.
Yeah,
without having, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad you tell people.
I was just gonna say, yeah, because it'll sneak up right on them, and then they'll be like, you don't know what's going, especially if they don't tell you, oh, I'm allergic
Mm-hmm.
to soy.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just like to let people know that. Um, but yeah, candles is, especially the scents, or
Mm-hmm.
even in the packaging, it makes a difference, because it could be a showpiece.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, definitely. So what scents do you have with your candles?
So, I have peach, like a peach
Mm-hmm.
liqueur. Then
Mm-hmm.
I have a new one. Is eucalyptus, spearmint, and chai
Mm.
mixed together. And when I tell you,
Ooh.
like, yes,
Look, especially for this time of year, it smells, that sounds like that smell probably opens you right on up.
yes, it does. But
Mm-hmm.
it makes you happy. I
Mm-hmm.
have another one called, it's sea salt and orchid,
Okay.
and it's just so enticing. It's just like, so the name of that candle is called Take Me.
Okay. Look, that's why you was already talking about the rub down, because of the take me.
Yes. So, that's just, yeah, but what else I have? I have lemongrass. Some people like,
Okay.
strong lemon scents.
Mm-hmm.
Um, where's I have jasmine and chai. I mean jasmine and chamomile. Then jasmine and chamomile. I'm trying to think. There's just so many different ones, but
Yeah,
those are the ones that help. It helps with the mood.
it really does. It
Is
really does. Yep. And so with the aromatherapy,
hmm
have you merged any other products in, like with like oils and things like that when treating clients?
no, I haven't done that yet because I'm
Okay.
primarily virtual, so
Okay.
um, it's a little bit hard to,
Mhm.
but that might be an option,
Well, what I could do, I'll give you a little tidbit, right?
ma'am.
So here's a little tidbit because I have a whole box, right? Because I'm a psychotherapist also,
Uh
and
huh.
so I have a whole kit that I have, and so what I do, ever, since we are, a lot of us are virtual, right?
hmm
I talk to my clients about the products that I have, right? And so what I do is like certain times of the year, because I actually have a tea line. I
hmm
used to have a candle line, but I got away from the candles and started doing essential oils.
Okay.
And I have stress balls because I specialize in anger management. So I have stress balls. I actually
hmm
have an anger management journal and all these other little things. And so what I do is, depending on what's the situation that's going on with the client, talk to them about that particular product, whatever
Yeah.
product you feel you want to merge into. And then if be like, oh, okay, well, would you like a candle? Would you like to try this to see if it enhances your mood and help you out? And then that's how you can merge that in, and you could either put that in as an upsell or add it in, do a sample and
Mhm.
send a sample. And this way, this definitely brings the client in to start making purchases on the candle end, in addition, because at this point it's therapy, they looking at it as a part of their therapy,
Correct.
you
Yeah.
know and so even if you decided to come out with a subscription box for your clients, right, with
Yeah.
a candle, a journal, a pen, there you go, boom. And I was on it because I know you got a journal called Protect Me.
I have another one too.
Oh, you look all right. So which one we talking about first? It looks like Protect Me is up first. So let's
Correct.
go. Let's talk about Protect Me. What is Protect Me about?
So Protect Me is basically about, isn't it, a journal that deals with anxiety, depression, and also helping the clients to start to build healthy boundaries.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because when we don't have boundaries with others,
Mm-hmm.
it brings on depression, it brings on anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
because we're allowing others to pretty much treat us any kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Front of us, or we don't know how to say no. You know what I mean? So
That part.
yeah, we don't know how to say no. So then it becomes a whole problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? We don't see how that is affecting us, but
Right.
not only that, but it also brings on like resentment.
Mm-hmm.
you can't be your true self because you're afraid of what others are going to say about you or to you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, but with the journal, what it does is help you to look at areas that you're possibly, one, struggling with anxiety or depression, two,
Mm-hmm.
areas that you didn't realize that you didn't have boundaries or the other people
Okay.
didn't have boundaries for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
family, friends, or also even at work.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we're
Mm-hmm.
constantly trying to please everyone. Sometimes we become people pleasers, especially if
Yep.
we in a new situation. We want to be seen as our best, the best person for the job or the
Right.
relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, they're not. They're looking at you crazy, like, okay.
Right. 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 Right.
so, so it's just one to start to being able to identify those areas that you
Mm-hmm.
don't have those, have anxiety, and then it helps you to
Mm-hmm.
also see maybe some possible coping skills or learning
Mm-hmm.
different things about yourself that you didn't know that was there.
Right. Okay.
Especially like you might like hiking. You might
Mm-hmm.
want to try new new foods
Right.
or putting yourself first in a sense of self-care. What does
Mm-hmm.
that look like for you? Does that look like, one, okay, let me, outside of going to get your hair and your nails done,
Right.
does that mean I need to get my mental health checked out?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely. Because the thing is like a lot of people get mixed up self maintenance and self care.
Hmm.
And it's just like, and with that is like, as clinicians, we have to always go back and try to educate them on the difference between the two, so that we could actually help them to
Hmm.
start doing what they need to do to be their authentic self and start helping them with ways to come up with new coping skills. So
Yeah.
I think that's awesome because at the end of the day, if you don't protect yourself, who gonna protect you?
And
That
you
part.
listen, if you don't put yourself first, who's gonna put you first? Nobody.
Exactly. Exactly. And so that's, and so it sounds like the Protect Me journal is definitely something that is needed for a lot of people out there to help them with understanding that they are number one and they need to put themselves first before anybody else.
Correct.
Okay. So what is your second journal?
So the second journal is called "I'm Trusting Me." Now, this I haven't got
Whoa.
the final one, but this
Mm-hmm.
is pretty much it's already live uh,
Okay.
on Amazon. But
Okay.
this one is deals with self-confidence, building
Okay.
self-confidence. Of course, it
Mm-hmm.
still deals with anxiety and depression,
Mm-hmm.
but it also deals with self-confidence. And that's because, for instance, like I was saying, us being at work, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Believe that we're good enough.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Or we
Mm-hmm. I
constantly
know.
to please everybody else around us.
Mm-hmm.
Or it starts from when we were smaller, from
Mm-hmm.
childhood.
Right.
You know, kids can be cruel. Our families are the ones that are the cruelest to us growing up.
How
You know,
about that?
so
Yes.
you would think also because they're the cruelest to us, that would also help us develop self. I
Mm-mm.
mean, thick skin, but we
Right.
don't. You know,
Mm-mm.
because it's like you're supposed to protect me. I'm supposed to be able to be vulnerable with you, but I can't
Mm-hmm.
be vulnerable with you because you constantly, downing me.
Right. Right. You treat me so bad that I have to man up, as they say,
Yeah.
and pretend like I'm okay when actuality I'm not okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then that displaced anger is like is you taking it somewhere else, and the
Mm-hmm.
places that you want to take it to you can't, because the anger that you have at work, you got anger from work because of the drama that's there.
Yeah.
Then you come home and you gotta put
Deal with
on, as they say, deal with the issues there. And so at this point you don't have anywhere to go to
correct.
take all of these issues that's going on. And it's just like, and that's when we say you need to get a therapist so you can talk to them
Yeah.
about the problems that you're having.
Yeah. Exactly. And so it's and it helps you to also be vulnerable with yourself. I don't know if
Yes.
people don't realize that sometimes we're not even vulnerable with ourselves. We're not comfortable with crying to
Mm-hmm.
ourselves because something
Mm-hmm.
has happened. We feel like we have to be so hard,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't always have to be that.
I agree. I totally agree. You know, the thing is we don't we put ourselves in the mindset of what society deem us as, to the
Mm,
point where we, we don't allow ourselves to have feelings at all,
correct.
and that's not cool.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be able to express ourselves. We need to trust the process.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be able to say, okay, I'm okay to say that I'm not okay.
That is correct. That is so correct. And um, I even see it as when you have confidence in yourself,
Mhm.
if you're confident enough to be able to be vulnerable with somebody else, or be
Mhm.
able to recognize that this person
Mhm.
makes me feel protected,
Mhm.
that won't judge me, but to be supporter of me, to let down my hair, to allow me to just let loose,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
still don't look at me differently, but look at me as being confident or strong,
Right. Mhm.
not necessarily the strong black woman complex, but just strong in general.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That okay, I got this. It's
Right.
okay.
Mhm.
So that's, just definitely that, and just areas that you can be confident in, even whether
Mhm.
it's work, whether it's in
Mhm.
relationships, or
Yeah.
even things that you never done before that you want to do, but you're afraid to do it because you don't know what the outcome is. But you won't know the
Mhm.
outcome unless you try it. You gotta
Right.
improve your skills, work, keep doing it until you feel comfortable that you know what, I
Mhm.
do this with my eyes closed.
Right. Right. And the thing is being able to have, allow the clients to know that, let people in general to know that, again, it's okay.
Yes,
It's
definitely.
okay to be able to talk this, trust yourself.
Totally.
All the things that we look for in others, we have to look for within ourselves first.
Hmm.
And that's something that people don't realize. You know what I mean? They put all their faith in mankind, but don't put no faith in themselves. That's a big problem. And that's
Yes.
something that we have to do more of. We got to do more of fixing ourselves before we try to fix somebody else.
You already know it.
Because that is a big, big problem.
Yes, definitely.
So, yeah. So, what demographic do you work with? Are you working with only women or men or both?
I do a little bit of both, but right now
Okay.
primarily I have women,
Okay.
and then I have some teenagers. I kind of
Okay.
like them. They're
Okay. I was
very unique
going to
characters.
they miniature adults.
And if you want a little bit more honesty,
Go grab one of them. They'll tell you.
yes,
Do you work with children, or you just stop at, like, what age of adult, of teenager do you start with?
and from the age of 13.
Okay, so you start at 13.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. And you go all the way up to
yeah,
100, or
yeah,
stop at, okay.
yeah.
Look,
I,
I love working with the seniors, girl. They had me cracking up.
girl, I was just about to say, they give you your whole life while you helping them to get their life. Based on their experiences. And so it's a beautiful thing, and they have needs and desires at the same time too. So
Mhm.
it's always good to be able to help them, or
Mhm.
help them feel even beautiful or seen as I
Yes.
just continue as our training. We think about the different stages of development and stuff like
Mhm.
that, and it's so funny after going through school and experiencing those different stages by observation,
Mhm.
not only with family but with other people around you. You notice the truth of the different stages of development.
Right.
So I'm just like the stagnation, and I'm
Mhm.
just like, hmm, but yeah.
Yeah, all the stuff that we learn in them books is like, after a while we start to see it for real.
Yes.
And it's just like, wow, I guess they was right. And it was so funny because a movie came on today. It was a movie on today, and
Uh-huh.
it was actually, it started out a book, and it was called Of Mice and Men. And I remember having to read that in high school back in the 80s.
Hmm.
And it was so, and like at the time we was like really not wanting to read this book. But I read it and everything, and it's one of the books that I actually really, really remember. because as we started, as I started working in the field of therapy, right, and working with children, girl, that book was so like prevalent to some of the clients that I saw in regards to the children.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And it was just like, and I was sitting here talking to someone earlier today and telling them about the impact that that book has on, child development,
Yeah.
psychology and all of that. And they looking at me like, really? I'm like, yes. I'm like, don't get me started with these folks in these books. And I'm just like, and people will always look at me and my colleagues like
Mm-hmm.
we was crazy because we would always revert back to that book. And and it was just like, and they like, well, they didn't talk about mental illness or none of that. And that, no, they didn't, but we knew it. We seen it later on.
Yes.
When you run into somebody with those same traits, you know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, so I'm telling you, that education we got at these historically black colleges really came through, didn't it?
Girl, you already know, honey. Listen, you learn so much,
Hmm.
even from a professional, but even on a personal level,
Hmm.
especially didn't grow up, like for me, I didn't grow up in a predominantly black area. I'm
Okay.
originally from Florida, Miami. So
Okay.
we had a lot of different cultures there.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
when I went to Clark, I was like, okay, you know,
Just,
yes.
girl, I'm laughing because I look. If anybody that's watching this live is familiar with the AU Center, y'all know what the laugh is about because y'all know the neighborhood.
And listen.
Girl, I came to Atlanta a couple months back in
Mhm,
October. I came down for Morris Brown homecoming, and
mhm.
I hadn't been there in years. Like I haven't been. I've been past Atlanta. I've been through, but I hadn't been. Girl, I hadn't been in over 20 years, and it's like, and I'm like, I go to Florida, but I just haven't stopped there. Girl, I got down there and seen all that gentrification. I said, what the hell's going on in my town?
Yeah, and they still trying to they doing more of it too.
Look, I was in there. I was like, oh my word. I'm like, this ain't my hood. I know it's not.
Mhm. And it's it's kind of scary because it's like rent is increasing so much.
Yes.
So it concerns me when it comes, especially to the less fortunate who are on a fixed income.
Hmm.
Especially them being close to Atlanta, or
Hmm.
they live in Atlanta, but now they're having to go other places
Hmm.
because the cost of living is going up. Rent is
Yeah.
going up, and they
Yeah.
can't afford. So, but
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the times that we living in, right?
yeah.
It is what it is, at this point. I tell you. Mm-mm-mm. So do you have any events or anything coming up in the next few months?
Yes. So I will
Girl,
be.
let's talk about them.
Let me tell you. So I'm going to Paris, March for March.
Are you
I have.
going on a trip with Glendora?
I am.
Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. Let me get some. Let me get my all right now. So tell us about the trip.
Okay. So Paris is we're going to, and a speaking engagement is for, because March is Women Empowerment Month, pretty
Mm-hmm.
much. So it's mental health, but also women empowerment. So we're going over there to work. Excuse me, to speak for the mental health perspective of it, dealing with
Mm-hmm.
neuroscience and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll be speaking on self-compassion and how that relates to your mental health. So I'm excited about that. I've been to Paris before, but this time it's for business, not pleasure. So, but we're gonna do a little something, something while we're there.
Yeah. Girl, look, I'm having fun with my little sound machine that's on this
I
platform.
see. I like it though.
Look, I'm trying to look. I'm like, look, we got to add the, audience because the audience can't talk to us through here. So,
Hmm.
look, I am so happy for all of y'all going over to Paris. That is an awesome experience.
Yeah,
And, and look, girl is a business write off.
and you know it.
and you know it.
You
And
know it.
yep. And so, what else you got going on? What other events you have happening this year?
I have a few more speaking things that's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm planning on doing some more traveling.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I want to go to. Now, I do want to go to Antarctica, but a lot of people tell me I'm crazy. But
Why?
because because it's cold. But
But it's something that everybody wants to see.
they need to. It's on the seventh continent. It's one of the seven continents. Why not?
But here's the thing. Let's go back to that part, right? A lot of people don't know about the seven continents. How about that?
That is true. Yes, you're
They
correct.
don't know nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
And this was crazy. I had some relatives over here, children, they were visiting or whatever, and they live in another part of Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have a clue about Black history.
Really?
And I'm like sitting here like I was flabbergasted. They knew absolutely nothing. So I tried to educate them as much as I could in 24 hours. Look, in 24 hours, because they was only here for a day.
Yeah.
on, on Black history. I pulled out books. I pulled out, girl, I went online. I was like, let me get all my resources. I went upstairs in my room, grabbing stuff that I got from when
Hmm.
I was in college at Morris Brown, making copies. Like, y'all take this home with y'all. Like, I'm not doing this. We not doing this.
So they should go to. I've been to the African American Museum in D.C.
They didn't even know that existed.
Well, where they live at?
Girl, Altoona, Pennsylvania.
I don't know.
I'm like, girl, it's like right outside of Pittsburgh. But it was just like I was flabbergasted. And I'm just like thinking to myself, how many other parts of this world, this United States, there where people don't know about Black history? And it was like pissing me off because I'm like, we in Black History Month. How the hell y'all don't know Black history?
Yeah, that's scary.
It's very scary. And I think for me, it upset me so bad, right? Because and I wasn't trying to traumatize the kids, you know. But it was like it upset me so bad because I'm thinking about what's going on in the state of Florida right now,
I.
where they don't want to teach it in schools at all. And
Hmm.
then I'm sitting up here with a bunch of kids that don't know it at all.
Yeah, that is very scary. It reminds me of a movie I recently watched with Kiki Palmer and
Hmm.
Common. I don't
Hmm.
know. Let me get the name for you. It's called Alice.
Okay, I
Um,
heard about that.
it was good. It was
Hmm.
they were like in the 1970s,
Hmm.
but she
Hmm.
was still living on a plantation, not
Hmm.
knowing that,
Hmm.
you
People
know,
were free.
yeah, slavery and stuff like that. And
Hmm. Hmm.
so the fact that that happened, it was just like mind blowing to me.
Hmm.
I'm not
Hmm.
gonna tell you the whole movie because I want you to watch it,
Watch it.
but
Yeah, 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 yeah. But
it
it's
was
just like, and so looking at that, and that was supposed to take place in the 70s, and thinking about what I'm telling you in 2023,
yeah,
that's the scary part.
yeah. So that makes me wonder in the town, what are they teaching them? They don't have access to social media is another
Yeah, they
question.
do. They do.
So that means you guys are
Nobody, the
broadening your.
parents, mm-mm,
Yeah,
nobody's teaching.
because I'm thinking, okay, if you're on social media, and I'm quite sure if you're listening to music, you're able to hear different artists that are, performing their songs.
Hmm.
And they're going to post about this type of stuff on social media. So that's
They got to, but when you don't pay attention, I'm like, okay, you should know more about Black history than Martin Luther King.
I agree.
You know what I mean? I'm like, it's more people, more things that you need to know. Of course, my mother got disgruntled and was like, hang up them damn cell phones. Because if you don't know a Black man invented that, you need to hang them up. I was just like, oh, Lord.
I like her.
I see, and I'm sitting there like, will you leave these kids alone? Hang them up, hang them up. A black man invented the cell phone, hang it up, because you don't know this.
Mhm,
And whatever you don't know, you don't need to do. And I'm sitting up there like, and and that's the household I grew up in. If you don't know it, you
mhm,
don't do it. And I'm just like, and I'm just sitting up there like, oh my goodness. And
mhm.
I'm just like, wow. And it's just like, we look at all the racial traumas, we look at all of the things that's happening in our world. And as therapists, we look at how we just came out of this whole pandemic. How was all of that for you? How did you manage the pandemic?
We're still in the pandemic, right?
We are still, yeah. Look. Here go the big question: are we? Look,
Yeah, because I'm seeing them. I see COVID patients.
all I say is, are we? Because some of these folks is, living their best life. The slogan: "We out, we
We
out here,
we
we
outside. We outside.
outside, we outside, side."
But I've been working through the whole pandemic.
Hmm.
I've been working. I'm grateful that I have not contracted COVID.
Okay.
But I've worked, and I would say it has been stressful
Yes.
um, working. Because not
Hmm.
only do you have to be there for your clients or to help your clients get through, but you sometimes forget about your own mental health, your own,
Hello.
you know what I
Hmm.
mean? So you have to
Hmm.
put yourself, make yourself a priority.
Correct. Hmm.
And so sometimes that means saying no. Sometimes when it was really heavy, you know what I used to do?
Hmm.
I used to come
What's
home from
that?
work, sit
Well.
on the couch and stare outside. And that's what I wanted to do. Like that was
Hmm.
fun.
Hmm.
And my
Hmm.
sister's like, why every time I come over here, all you want to do is sit on the couch and look outside?
Hmm.
I was like, I just don't know. Sitting and talking to people all day, it can be draining. And sometimes you just need quiet peace.
That
And
part.
sitting outside looking at a pretty view,
Hmm.
it's fun. We have to also
Hmm.
re-energize our social battery.
Say that part again.
Re
Re-energize the
social
social batteries.
Yes.
I like that, because the thing is, people don't do that either.
Mm-mm.
And that's definitely something that we have to do more of. You know, yeah. As therapists, I know I don't talk on the phone a lot as I used to. I'll text the hell out of you, but
Mhm.
I said I was going to do more by calling on the phone. But just like you just said, I just want to sit and stare. I don't even feel like talking.
Mhm.
Be one with yourself for a little while, just to process everything that's happened.
Yeah. Or
You
you
know,
on TV watching mindless TV. Nothing heavy.
yeah.
Something that
Hmm.
just you just look and laugh, and it's funny, and
Yes.
that's it.
Yep. Exactly.
Did y'all,
Exactly. Hmm.
you
Something
know,
that's not requiring you to think about nothing.
or make decisions.
Exactly. Exactly. Because being, are you a full time entrepreneur?
Yes.
Okay.
Work full
So,
time, but full time entrepreneur too.
okay. So it's like, so when you think about all of that, it's just like another whole hurdle in the game, right?
Yeah.
Because at this point, this is brings on a whole nother stress, because you're doing so much,
Hmm.
trying to make sure you keeping everything together, trying to make sure everything keep ends, making ends meet, and do what you got to do to stay as grounded as you can for yourself, as well as for your clients.
Correct. One thing that I've noticed a lot about myself lately,
Hmm.
because I do a lot,
Hmm.
I write things out. I mean, we gotta write them out, like tasks that I need to do.
Hmm. Hmm.
Sometimes it could be simple tasks, but I realize need to have the mental capacity to be
Hmm.
able to complete those, or to be able to give myself fully to those tasks that I need to do, because
Right.
they're not simple tasks. It's something you need to think about,
Hmm. Hmm.
before doing it. So,
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree with that. So when you look at 2023,
mhm.
what is a word that you came up with for yourself? What word resonates with you for 2023? Like I tell everybody, my word for this year is clarity, because I was able to gain a lot more clarity than what I did in previous years. I feel like my mind is free from a lot of unnecessaries, and I'm able to now be like, okay, I'm able to now do things, and I feel like being more productive due to the clarity. So what one word resonates with you?
Um, I would definitely say unstoppable, but also
Okay.
breaking barriers. Um, and the reason for the breaking barriers is because I've been doing things that
Mm-hmm.
I never would have thought that I could have done,
Mm-hmm.
or it never crossed my mind to do. So,
Okay.
you know, I'm just so, so excited about those words and things that I've done and that I'm going to continue to do. Um, like for instance, with the journals, like that was amazing for me to not only to complete it, but to be able
Mm-hmm.
to see my digital or my legacy
Mm-hmm.
on on a website. And
Felt
so,
good, didn't it?
yes, so
Mm-hmm.
whenever I'm not here anymore, that's going to always be something showing that, oh, she was here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those are my words.
Awesome. Awesome. Look, that is great. I'm telling you, it's like we write books, we do things, and it's just like we don't even think about it as leaving a legacy, but that's exactly what it is.
Hmm.
For others, once you get on that Amazon, they can find you.
That it is. Yes.
They can find you. That's when it's like, okay, I'm there, I'm doing it,
Yes.
I got this.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh. So how do you think this interview went so far?
I think I'm having fun. I'm
See,
having.
you was nervous, and it,
I know. I mean,
girl.
my mom. She was like, "How can I get on?" She wanted to watch, but
Oh,
it's
did
okay.
was she able? Because I was like, I wasn't. I haven't done live on Facebook in a long time to even.
Hmm.
I don't even know if you could bring two people in a live on Facebook. I got to go over there and check it out. But I will send you the recording of this, so you'll be able to sing this. And it's up on. It's actually streaming live now on Facebook and YouTube, and I might have hit Twitter too,
Okay.
because I got it on. Look, I got it streaming on all platforms.
Yeah. All right. I need to go and find so she can watch it because I know she's. How can I get on and watch? I was like,
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, this was good. So
yeah.
is this your first interview, or are you still looking for interviews, or what is
Uh,
your goal for 2023 in regards to podcast interviews and things like that?
oh, I want to do more.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My goals is to get on TED Talk. I want to do a TED Talk.
Okay. That's my goal too for this year.
Yeah, I want to do a TED Talk. My my vision of myself
Mhm.
just being international,
Mhm.
as a man.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, when you go to Paris, make sure you have copies of your books with you.
Hmm.
And girl, everywhere you go, make sure you take that book and you hold it up. Get your pictures when you standing outside the Eiffel Tower. Cause guess what? This is the walk you walking. You already crossing them international waters, and you're gonna be doing amazing and big things.
Yes, ma'am.
So you just make sure you get out there, get all your pictures, and
Hmm.
make sure that everybody know. Look, see, I'm international because I done went over here. That's how I was when I went to. I did my first. I actually did my. I don't even think about stuff until like now when I get on these lives. That's when I start remembering. I'm like, damn, I was international already. I went to Canada. I spoke in Toronto in 2018.
Okay.
I went to Toronto and spoke. I actually did a workshop for the National Black Law Association.
Wow.
I did it for the Bar Association for the Black lawyers. I sure did. I had an awesome time. Girl, I did my presentation on how to deal with difficult clients from a legal perspective, which focused on anger management. Girl, I had over. Look, it was only supposed to be 25 people in my session. Why
Mm-hmm.
I end up with 53?
Really? Ah, okay.
They was looking. Look, they were looking for their people in other sessions, and they was like, "Well, where is?" Dumb folks was right over.
Yeah.
Look,
Oh,
I did a live vent. I did a live vent session, and I let them vent. Just go. We gonna talk about this, but we gonna vent too. Go for it.
mm.
And so yeah, it was awesome. But yeah, just make sure you had your, and the bat was before I even had a book. I ain't had no book. I ain't had nothing. All I had was me. You what you see is what you got.
Well, I will definitely do that to take some books and stuff because I was like, because I do candles too, but I was like, that's a lot of weight to be carrying over there, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
and you still gonna have to go do customs and all of that. So
hmm
you know, I
and I'm
guess
trying
if
to,
you had like that part, that part, that part.
yeah, I'm trying to come back home. And I'm like, I ain't trying, I don't want no problems at all.
Oh, exactly. Well, I mean, yeah, I would say, I'm trying to think. You could, yeah, I would say if you took candles, like small candles, but I would definitely say go and check the, requirements out for over there or whatever with stuff, and with books, you could just direct them to online. Take a couple copies of your book with you,
That's what I.
so you can have one hand. And right now, QR codes is really, really big. And
Hmm.
so make sure you have a QR code on your business cards.
Definitely,
Do some business cards, have the QR code, and have the QR code with the link to the purchase of your book.
this is true.
You know what I mean? And so when you do your presentation, put the QR code on the on a slide.
I like that.
So this way when you talking and you go, let me tell you about this. This is gonna be, put your phones out, hit the QR code, boom, and they give them the link. You can either do a ebook, or they take them right to Amazon and let them go ahead and purchase.
Yeah, I need this because it's going to be a different country, so it has to be uploaded in the UK. I need to just double check with that, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I didn't think
Mm-hmm.
about that, but
Yep,
yeah,
check that in, get that QR code, boop, boop, and this way they got right what they need, and you got what you need.
everybody's going to know about Miss Delancey here.
Exactly, exactly. So before we end this live, because this was awesome,
Mhm.
I want to give I do an affirmation, a positive affirmation at the end of each live. And so the affirmation for this live this evening is, I am inspired to take action each day by learning from others and the world around me. You have been learning from the world around you, from going from the environment that you lived in when you was in Miami to
Mhm.
coming up to Atlanta, learning more, about the other environment, as well as now being able to say, okay, I'm about to go across these international waters, spread my message, learn from everyone. You're learning from a lot of people every day, right? Because
Definitely.
every day we learn something new. But now it's like, I'm ready to spread my message. I'm ready to tell the world everything about Rosetta Delancy. Everybody needs to know who I am. I am more than an LCSW, right? I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a candle maker. Okay. I'm an aromatherapy specialist, because that's what you are. And I'm out here on these streets, and I want everybody to know it. So God bless you, Rosetta.
Thank
Thank you so much for
you. Mhm.
coming on. Tyra's just saying, girl,
Thank
this
you.
was awesome.
It was. I have one thing to tell your viewers and my viewers
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
If you don't remember nothing else, remember to love your natural beauty as well as your
Mm,
enhanced beauty.
okay. They look, I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Look, you are a friend of the show. We gonna have you back.
Yes, ma'am. I
Because
am.
we gonna be talking about some other things. So I'm gonna have you back in a couple months.
Yes.
So we gonna talk about, because you know what, I think I'm gonna do a bigger live.
Okay.
I'm gonna get in touch with Glendora. We gonna do this. We gonna do this. I'm gonna get in touch with her so we can have all y'all on to
Oh,
talk about y'all experience when y'all came back.
okay. Just we do have a panel on narcissism. Excuse me,
Oh, Oh, narcissism. Oh shucks. When is that?
February 22nd.
Okay. Is that
Yeah,
on? Is it on
it's gonna be on
Zoom,
Facebook.
Facebook? Okay.
Yeah, Facebook Live. So I'm excited about that as well. We did one recently on
Mm-hmm.
retail therapy,
Mm-hmm.
and that was really good.
Okay. Well, I'm
But
gonna make sure I jump in that and watch that. Watch y'all on that panel because I know narcissism is really big right now.
yeah,
And one thing I will say is we get sick and tired of people using the word and don't know what it means.
yeah,
So I'll
I,
definitely promote. I'll make sure I get the information from all of you. If y'all have it on your social media pages, so
mhm,
that I could actually share it out with these folks.
okay.
Because
Let's-
we see this happen so much, and the thing is we need to be able to help folks that are experiencing a lot of people who may be in their lives with that toxic behavior.
Yeah, definitely. And being able to recognize the difference from just pretty much domestic violence versus
Hmm.
someone being narcissistic.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, okay. Oh, hey, Dr. Candace, how are you? Okay, we look. That's my business sister. That's my sister
Okay.
right there. We have a podcast also called Mental Health Minute.
Okay. Ooh, I
I'm
like
glad she was able to jump into the stream. So yes, but I want to thank you so much for coming
that.
through. God bless you. I want you to have an amazing, amazing, amazing week on purpose.
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody, this is Rosetta Delancy. Thank you so much. Have an awesome week.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right, everybody. I want to thank you all for joining us this evening, tuning in for Tyra's Just Saying. Y'all can catch me in a few minutes on the gram, but for right now, I want to thank Rosetta Delancy, LCSW, out of DeKalb County, Georgia, for coming on with me to talk about her profession, talk about being a therapist, talk about her candle line. Definitely go to her website. Support, support, support. Let me give y'all her website so that y'all can definitely find her. And her website is truecompassion.services. Again, truecompassion.services. And her name is Rosetta Delancy. I want you all to have yourselves an amazing evening. And I will talk to all of y'all later. God bless.